Some people retire with peace while others retire with panic. It is the difference between a golden age and a financial prison. Right now, healthcare costs are skyrocketing at a rate that far outpaces inflation. We are seeing more stories than ever of people in their 70s forced back into grueling retail jobs because their savings evaporated faster than they could have imagined. This is not about generic advice or playing it safe. It is about survival. These rules could decide whether your retirement feels like true freedom or a desperate struggle for survival. Rule number 7 is the one most middle-class people ignore, and it is the very thing that quietly destroys the most carefully constructed retirement plans. The old retirement model simply does not work anymore. For decades, the goal was to get a pension, collect Social Security, and sit on a modest pile of cash. But that world is gone. Pensions have declined into near extinction, and inflation is eating away at the purchasing power of every dollar you have worked so hard to save. We are living longer, which sounds like a blessing, but it creates a massive financial challenge. Having a few $100,000 in savings is no longer enough to guarantee safety. Retirement stability is about building robust systems, not relying on luck or a single account. Most people focus entirely on how much they save, while ignoring the structural rules that determine whether that money will actually survive for 30 years. Rule number 1 is simple. Never enter retirement with high-interest debt. Debt becomes incredibly dangerous the moment your active income slows down. When you are working, a credit card balance or a car loan feels manageable because the next paycheck is always coming. But in retirement, debt is a leak in a boat that you can no longer bail out with overtime hours. Credit card interest and lifestyle financing are predators that will devour your fixed income. Many people have spent decades normalizing monthly payments, but to achieve true financial independence, you must break that cycle. You need to attack your highest interest debt first and downsize your lifestyle temporarily if that is what it takes to enter your senior years with a clean slate. The next rule is exactly why many retirees technically have money in the bank, but still feel broke every single month. Rule number 2 is to lower your fixed monthly expenses before you retire. Your ultimate freedom depends much more on your expenses than your total income. Think about the math. Person A needs $7,000 a month to maintain their life, while Person B only needs $2,500. Even if Person A has a larger nest egg, Person B is objectively safer. You need to look at housing costs, subscription creep, insurance premiums, and car dependency. Lifestyle inflation is a trap that keeps you working longer than you should. The less money your life requires to function, the less stress controls your future. If you can master your overhead now, you won't be forced to sell off your investments during a market downturn just to keep the lights on. This brings us to a critical investment mistake many people make. Rule number 3 is, don't depend on one single retirement income source. A single income retirement is incredibly fragile. Relying solely on Social Security or a single pension is a recipe for disaster. We have seen how market volatility and inflation can eat through fixed income in a matter of months. You need a diversified retirement strategy that includes multiple streams of cash flow. This might mean dividend-paying stocks, rental income from real estate, or even online income from a small business or digital assets. Perhaps it involves bond ladders or annuities that provide a baseline of security. By building an income table with several legs, you ensure that even if one source falters, the table stays standing. The next rule might offend some people because it challenges the dream house everyone thinks they want. Rule number 4 states that your house is not always a retirement plan. For many, a home is a place of memories, but financially, it can become a trap. Property taxes, maintenance costs, and insurance premiums never stop rising, even after the mortgage is paid off. Living in a large, empty family home can be a massive drain on your liquid wealth. Some retirees become prisoners of the houses they spent decades paying for, unable to afford the lifestyle they want because too much of their net worth is locked in 4 walls. Owning a home isn't inherently bad, but you must be willing to view it as an asset that can be downsized or liquidated to fund your actual life. Staying in an oversized home is often an emotional decision that leads to a financial crisis. Rule number 5 is to plan for living significantly longer than you expect. Longevity is a modern miracle, but it is also a financial risk if you haven't prepared. People consistently underestimate how long they will live, often failing to account for the costs of healthcare and long-term care in their late 80s and 90s. Healthcare inflation is one of the most aggressive forces in the economy. Thinking you will just work longer is a risky gamble, as health issues or corporate downsizing can end your career prematurely. You must build a specific emergency medical fund and consider the costs of cognitive decline or assisted living. A retirement plan that only covers you until age 80 is not a plan. It is a ticking time bomb. Rule number 6 warns that inflation is the silent retirement killer. Money loses its power every single year, and what feels like a fortune today will buy much less in 20 years. This is why keeping all your money in cash savings is actually one of the most dangerous things you can do. Rising costs for food, housing, and medical care will slowly erode your quality of life if your money is stagnant. You must keep a portion of your wealth in growth assets that have the potential to outpace inflation. Retirement planning isn't just about having money today, it is about protecting your purchasing power for decades to come. You need a balanced approach that provides both safety and the growth required to keep up with an ever more expensive world. Rule number 7 is arguably the most important. Protect your health like it is your primary investment. Medical problems destroy retirement finances faster than any stock market crash ever could. The cost of prescription dependency and preventable diseases is a heavy burden on any budget. Poor health also limits the freedom that retirement is supposed to provide. If you aren't investing in your sleep, your diet, and regular movement, now you are essentially signing a blank check to the healthcare industry later. Preventive care is the highest return on investment you will ever find. The richest retirement in the world means nothing if your body is too broken to enjoy it. Take care of your physical self today to save your financial self tomorrow. The 8th rule is that retirement is not simply about having a bank account. It also needs to have a purpose. There are a lot of people who achieve their financial goals, but once they no longer have a work structure, they find themselves feeling melancholy or without a sense of purpose. This loss of identity can result in feelings of solitude or boredom spending, in which the individual attempts to fill the hole with material possessions. You have to create a life that you truly want to be a part of when you wake up. It is essential for both your mental and financial well-being to have a cause to get out of bed every morning. This could be in the form of a hobby, community involvement, travel, or educational opportunities. In addition to providing mental stimulation and a financial cushion, some of the most successful retirees also continue to work on projects that they are passionate about and that bring in a very tiny amount of money. Establishing a secure retirement is a process that begins decades before one actually stops working. This is a procedure that takes a long time and demands self-control as well as a distinct vision. Peace is not created solely by wealth, rather it is created by simplicity and preparation. When you reach retirement age, you will either receive the prize for the wise choices you made in the present, or the bill for the decisions you chose to disregard. You are the one who has the authority to choose which one it will be. According to your assessment, which of these guidelines is the most challenging for the typical individual to adhere to? Is it the cost of housing, the amount of debt, or possibly the requirement for a new vocation? Let us know what you think in the comment section below, and get started right away on taking those baby steps toward achieving your goal of financial independence. Whatever decisions you make right now will have a significant impact on your future self. Which of these rules surprised you the most? Leave a comment below to help others in our community. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to never miss our next wealth building breakdown in this changing economy, and to help this video reach others needing financial advice. Your future self depends on your choices today.